Hey y'all, Driftless Biker here. Just out for a little putt on a Thursday night. Needed to get away from the stress of life, so I figured I'd get on my bike for a bit and just ride some good twisty roads, put a smile on my face, and enjoy it and de-stress a little bit. Rolled 75,000 on this bike the other day, and now I'm on to the next. It's been a good year riding already, and it's near the end of July, so it's gonna start winding down before I want it to, unfortunately. I mean, we've got about 3 months left, but of serious riding, about 3 months, and then it'll be much more limited. And that third month is fairly limited as well, unfortunately. But such is life. When you live in the north, you know, in the snow belt, it definitely comes a point where there is no more riding season left. But I'm enjoying it while I have it, and I'm on one of my favorite stretches of road. Riding solo, riding my way, still not pushing real hard, just enjoying the ride. What a beautiful evening. Has to be a relatively short ride, unfortunately, just because I've got to make supper and, you know, be an adult. Such is life. So we're rolling along Minnesota 43 northbound here between Mabel and Rutherford. And yeah, just a great section of road. Didn't have a whole lot to say on the day. I was just out enjoying the ride a little bit. Took you along for a portion of it. And, it is what it is. Didn't have a lot of video from this day or from a couple other rides that I had shortly after that. So I'm going to lump them all into this video. And I'll pop in here and there with some uh, much later commentary. I hope everybody's having a good time, enjoying this, enjoying the sights of these trees when they were still green. Now they're all bare branches, of course, because it's near the end of March. But yeah, like I said, I will be popping in and out and throw a little music in here and there as well. So hope you're enjoying the ride. Out for a little putt and gonna scout a road that I'm thinking about putting on a ride here in a few weeks. And I was looking at it from Google Images and it looks like it's paved. I didn't think it was completely, so double checking what I'm seeing on the satellite imaging with what I actually see with my eyeballs. It's a decent little road from the looks of it, but it depends on the condition and things like that, whether or not I'll include it in a ride with a group of people, especially in mid-August when it's going to be likely going to be pretty warm. I don't want people to, if it's got a bunch of tar snakes or something like that, I don't want people having to deal with that. So got to make sure that it's going to be safe for it and it's not too rough and things like that. So I figured I would bring you along for the ride. Hopefully we can get a good route out of this. Back on Minnesota 43 north of Mabel, going just about to Choice. One of my favorite stretches of road anywhere on the planet that I've been. It's just a beautiful stretch of road. Fairly tight, but not too tight. There's some pretty good tight curves. It's just a fun little ride. And I'm fortunate it's only about 15 minutes from my house. So. Welcome to Choice, Minnesota. Don't blink, you'll miss it. Public access trout stream here. This is the road I'm here to scout. Let's see what we got. Well, the road was great. Footage, not so much. You'll have that. I will go back there later and get some better footage because it really is a cool road. And I'll get some details available as well. This is over in Houston County, just northeast of Houston, a little county road. But yeah, like I said, I didn't get any good footage that day. It was a scouting run. On the day of the actual club ride, it was a huge hit. The road itself, there's one point where it opens up on the valley and the view is just dramatic. And said people really loved it. So it will be something that you'll see more here on the channel. Stick around, it will come back. And I'll be doing a lot of roads like this summer because after our Hawaii trip, which I know I'm out of order here because this is July, Hawaii was January, but I've already released those videos, so I can talk about it a little bit. And that's the way it goes. So 2025 is going to be more local riding. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. Now, this section here is Minnesota 16 coming from Preston down to Lanesboro. And there's no audio because I was talking to my wife because she was with me. and you will actually see her later because she's going to take the lead for a bit later on in this video. And yeah, so I will pop back at that point with a little bit more information and enjoy a little music. Here we're heading back south on Minnesota 43 from Rushford going towards Mabel. And my wife decided to take the lead for a little bit just to get her legs under her without following me. We do that every once in a while, we just bounce back and forth. She tends to follow more than lead, but it's kind of fun for her to get out in front once in a while and for me to get a little footage of her from behind. And yeah, it's kind of funny as we got through this road, she was always a little. She's always been a little bit of. "Oh, I feel like I'm going so slow to." I'm like, You're going as fast as I lead the club through here. She's an awesome rider. She doesn't give herself near enough credit. She doesn't ride as obviously as much as I do, but she rides a fair amount and she does an incredible job. She's a great rider. And she's been to quite a few places as well on the bikes. So it's always fun when I get a chance to follow a little bit and let her take the lead. And like I said, we got engaged on a motorcycle trip. It's a fun story. We'll tell it sometime. I got time. We were on the Pigs Trail in Arkansas, and my brother Sharp, who you all know, he's been on the channel a ton. He uh, he was my Frodo, the ring bearer. He actually picked up the ring. It was right after I moved back to my home area from Des Moines area, and we were on our way to our club event, and took the long way. Which anybody that knows me, I take the long way everywhere. We were going to St. Louis area, and we went there by way of Louisiana from northeast Iowa and central Iowa. Because, like I said, I don't own a map. Actually, I own a lot of maps, but along that way is the Arkansas Pig Trail between Fayetteville and Little Rock areas. And we left Eureka Springs heading south on the Pigs Trail with the plan of the first scenic overlook we come to, we're going to pull off and I propose. Well, we're quite a long ways down the road and there hasn't been a scenic overlook. And find a little gravel lot off the side of the road with basically a goalpost size notch in the trees that we could see out into the wilderness, and it was pretty large gravel. Got off the bikes. My buddy and I, my wife barely made the turn into it, and she stopped immediately after pulling in, put her kickstand down, flipped me the double birds. Understandably so, because I had actually dropped my bike earlier that day and banged up my ankle pretty good uh, at the Arkansas state line. So she's like, after that, you pull us in onto gravel and big gravel. Oh, my buddy Shark looks at me when she flipped the double birds and goes, yeah, that attitude's going to change here in just a minute. And yeah, so we pulled in there. She walks up. We're looking at stuff. He's taking pictures, as Shark always does, because that's what we do. And she turned and looked, and there I am on one knee proposing. And that attitude certainly changed in a real hurry. Of course, we get back on the road, and as the story has progressed, it's like a quarter mile down the road. But I think it's actually more like a mile down the road. Is this fantastic concrete overlook with just a massive, huge, awesome views. Yeah, and I stopped just before it. That's where we did it. So we got a hell of a cool story out of it, but yeah, it would have been better if I would have gone just a little bit further. What do you do? It still worked out, and like I said, we got a cool story out of it. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I've been talking way too much, and I'm kind of winding it down. We'll be back at home here shortly. We're probably 15, 20 minutes out in this ride, and I took the lead again for a little section, or maybe another day. I don't even remember at this point. But yeah, so till next time, it's Driftless Biker out for now. And as always, like, follow, subscribe. See you next time, folks.